Hello and welcome back to another video. I thought this week I could do a Q&A while unpacking May's Patreon rewards. I asked my followers and subscribers on Instagram and YouTube, so I split them into two different categories: small business questions and life questions. I thought this would be a great question to start off with, and it's from Blue Green Fishy, and they asked, "How have you been lately? How was your day today? I hope everything has been going well." Honestly, I feel like everything has been going pretty well lately. I recently just finished putting up all the listings for the new products. I'm excited to launch the second shop update of the year. I'm still just waiting for one product to get here. It's okay, gotta be patient. I want to launch this product with this shop update, so it's okay, it'll get here eventually. But yeah, everything's been great. I am doing well today. The next question is from Rita Marie, and they asked, "What motivated you to get started? Did things go as you imagined they would?" What motivated me to get started was when I ran across Catnip. From her thumbnail, she looked like she was a really fun, bubbly person, and she seemed like someone that I would definitely love to have as a friend. And I clicked on her studio vlog, and that was the first time I found out that these type of videos existed. Like, people were actually interested in watching people do stuff with their small business and grow their small business. And I wondered if I could become someone like her. When someone watches me, are they going to be inspired? Are they going to be motivated? Can I give people who watch me the same feeling I get when I watch Catnip? I feel like she's a friend that I can talk to, a friend who's working with me. After watching that video, I decided to try YouTube, and it has been a really long road, and it's been hard. It's not easy. I struggled a lot mentally, creatively, physically, and I definitely would not have made it through if it wasn't for my husband. And it was really hard to put myself out there into the world on the internet where people can love me or hate me, criticize me, and everything. But watching Catnip gave me the courage to at least go for it and see how it went. And I'm really happy that I ended up doing it. It's been a lot of work, but also a lot of fun at the same time. There are so many challenges when you start picking up YouTube more or social media, focusing more on your small business, that there are little things here and there that you didn't know that you needed to be prepared for. One quick example is learning multiple different softwares. Just for my small business alone, I learned how to use 2 different video editing programs, 2 different software programs for drawing, and tried to figure out how each social media platform works. I am still learning as I go. The next question is from Small Akiki, and their question is, "What is something you were afraid to try or start but glad that you did?" I am glad that I decided to put myself out there to pursue YouTube. I'm glad that I took a chance to do this. It has been a very valuable learning experience. I'm hoping to continue to grow when it comes to that, but finally realizing that even though it's been really difficult, that I've honestly been making progress has been one of the best feelings ever. Like, sometimes it's so hard for us to realize that as we're seeing all these other successful artists or artists we think does a lot better art than us, but when you finally just focus on yourself and see that, wow, I am doing great myself, I think you'll feel a lot better. The next question is from Blue Green Fishy, and their question is, "What would you recommend for someone just starting out on YouTube, Instagram, social media?" This is all based on my own personal experience. If you're wanting to post on multiple platforms, I highly suggest that you choose one where you're gonna post the most and do the best that you can on there. For me, I decided out of YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok that I'm going to focus mostly on YouTube. I like doing long form content. I like putting out studio vlogs. Instagram is the second social media platform that I post the most. I post a lot of the behind the scenes that you would see in future vlogs there in my stories. Every now and then I'll also post reels and just standard posts. TikTok, not my favorite place to post. A lot of people say that you have to be on TikTok now if you're a small business, if you want to grow. If you want to have a loyal following, people who really care about what you do, I feel like you have to be doing YouTube. TikTok is a very fast-paced platform. It's possible for you to blow up and continue going up on that train, but it's also really hard. I am not someone who enjoys doing fast content. It gives me a headache. I don't even advertise my TikTok. I had another TikTok account before for making art, and I had a video go viral. It had 1.6 million views. The video that went viral was a video of me making candy shaker charms. I didn't like what came with having the viral video because it was a candy shaker charm video. It didn't do anything for my small business. Making candy shaker charms is a very small portion of what I do in my shop. And when that video went viral, there were multiple people asking me if I could make, specific types of candy shaker charm depending on what their interests were. Now, if I kept riding on that success and started becoming a TikToker who makes candy shaker charms, maybe my account would have blown up and I would not be doing what I'm doing now anymore. But that is not what I want to do. And ever since that TikTok went viral, I feel like my account value just went down. And I regretted so much posting that TikTok. Do not post random things on TikTok because any video you post has the potential of blowing up on TikTok. You want that video to be something that's related to what you're doing all the time. But the most important thing is to just get started. Choose which one you want to focus on the most. Do the best that you can on that and just treat the others as secondary places to post. Don't get stressed if you can't post on all the platforms. If you do that, you're gonna get burnt out. Next question is from Tiptoe Calico, and their question is, what does your day-to-day routine look like? My routine is very boring. I get up in the morning, can be whatever time because now it's not really consistent anymore. I enjoy coffee. I take my time to enjoy the coffee as well. And usually it takes until lunch, and then I'll have lunch. Then afterwards, that's when I start working on whatever I need to do related to the small business. And usually that will be from 1 p.m. to maybe midnight or past midnight. Depends on what I'm doing. And that's more of my old routine. My routine has changed a little bit recently, which I enjoy a lot more. But that was how it would look like from day to day. Around 1 p.m. is just when I'm ready to work, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone is comfortable working at certain times of the day. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not too fancy, not too complicated. The next question is Arctry by K. And their question is, what is your dream item to make? I would love to make a plushie one day. I don't know of who I would make a plushie of, but yeah, making a plushie would definitely be fun. The next question is from Blue Green Fishy, and their question is, do you have any big goals with your art? For example, having your products in stores. I would love to have my products in stores. However, here I feel a little bit uncomfortable approaching shops and approaching people about it. The thing that's holding me back is the failure of giving a good first impression since my French is not that great. And also, I feel like here in Quebec City, it's more of a place for arts and crafts than stuff that I make. For example, you'll find a lot of beautiful wood sculptures, glass makers, bunch of beautiful paintings and artists who do more arts and crafts stuff. And I don't know where my artwork would fit. I think if I lived in Montreal, it would be a lot easier. Of course, I don't have to limit myself to Quebec City, but because that's the area I live in, I would love to start here and then expand in the future. But I'm thinking that if I do want to do that, I might have to try to look for places outside of Quebec City. And another thing I've been thinking about that I keep pushing off is maybe art licensing. I've seen a couple of videos about it on TikTok and haven't looked into it further, but I think it might be something fun to try to do. I would love to see my artwork on different types of products, but the only thing is I don't know if my art style is something that companies that do art licensing is looking for. The next question is from Crafty Origins, and their question is, who are your top artist inspirations? I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to answer this question, but I'm going to give you my favorite artists for different things. I want to go ahead and apologize because I would most likely pronounce these names wrong, but the first artist is someone that goes by Paper Shop. They are mainly a stationery and sticker shop. Their items are just so aesthetically pleasing to look at. This artist is the reason why I decided to try to make more stationery items this year, but I realized that I could not put out as much stationery as I wanted to, mostly because if I wanted to as a one-person team, I would need to invest in a heavy-duty paper cutter. I need a heavy-duty cutter to make a higher volume of the products at a faster rate so that it doesn't cost as much, but I'm glad that I still gave it a try. The next artist goes by WLOP. I love their artwork. It's really beautiful illustrations. You can go back and look at their account and see the images of a certain character and know their story by just seeing a couple of pictures. There's a character that WLOP does that's kind of like a elf girl who might be a queen or a princess. She's wearing a beautiful white dress, and her story is kind of like the downfall of her kingdom. I am so invested in this character. I'll be blown away or inspired by many different artists, but WLOP's artwork just hits differently for me. Another artist is Rowan A, who draws detailed and colorful traditional works. And I can only wish that I could art the way that they art. All the effort, all the time, all the small details that they put in their art is so beautiful. The last artist that I want to bring up is Malkana. I love watching their Artist Alley vlogs. I like the format that they do it in, the way they give out information, and I find it really enjoyable the way that they do it, to see their experience, how they feel while they're at the con, how their interactions with customers are. Another question I have is from Laura Veikk Art, and their question is, where do you buy your table display stuff? I buy my table display stuff from Amazon, IKEA, and Dollarama. I bought my grid cubes, a makeup organizer that has my stickers in it, and my acrylic nail polish rack that I had for my stationery and Adashikon from Amazon. The acrylic makeup organizer had my buttons in them for an Adashikon. However, it could be difficult if you have a lot of sticker designs and you want to just keep stickers in them. Also buy the clips for price tags from there. At Dollarama, I like to buy things like zip ties, which you can get in black and white, the sticky tag, which I use to put up my price tags, my prints, my stickers. I also buy their photo display holders. They have some gold ones and some black ones that you can find sometimes. It's not always going to be there, it's going to be hit or miss, but I do use that to display my sticker book and my discounted bundles sometimes. From IKEA, I have some storage containers I used, like the one that had my dollar stickers and buttons in. I also purchased a wire shoe rack that helped give my stationery some height. The next question is from Blue Green Fishy, and they ask, would you consider doing a video about how Patreon works since you have experience with it? This upcoming July will be my 1 year doing Patreon, and maybe I'll do a video on my experience. But yeah, I could possibly do a video about Patreon. We're going to move to life questions, and these are all asked by Bluegreen Fishy. The first question is, what is your favorite game lately? My favorite game right now is Honkai Star Rail. If you don't know what that is, it is by MiHoYo, who also does Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact. And it's funny because it took this game for me to realize that I could have leisure time and not work all throughout the night. When I started my small business, I refused to have leisure time, and I have huge regrets for that because I was working so hard on my small business, YouTube, social media, that I thought that I would lose sight of everything. I would be a failure if I wasn't continuously working on my small business, but that's not true. Honestly, I've been in a much better headspace since I stopped working continuously all the time. The next question is, what do you think of poutine? Poutine consists of cheese curds, fries, and gravy. I am from the South. This gravy doesn't taste like the one you would use for mashed potatoes or for breakfast or whatever. And at first, I was obsessed with poutine when I came here, but now I'm not a huge fan of it. Every now and then though, I will get a breakfast poutine from a restaurant, and I do enjoy those because I am someone who just enjoys breakfast in general, and I think that combination is a great combination. I prefer chili cheese fries. Don't hate me, please. The next question, have you ever read any manhwa? If so, which is your favorite? When it comes to manhwa, I'm not exactly sure if it is referencing Korean manhwa or Chinese manhwa, and I also don't know if they're pronounced the same. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically comics. We have American comics, Japanese manga, Korean manhwa, and Chinese manhwa. When I was younger, there was a Korean manhwa by the name of Demon Diary that I really enjoyed. I believe it's only 7 books. And then there's also one called Angel Diary. I think it's made by the same person who did Demon Diary, but it was hard to find in physical form, and I couldn't find it online. I couldn't find scans for it either, so I don't know if it ever got finished, and I would love to find the Angel Diary physical copies again. Unfortunately, I had to sell them a long time ago, and I regret it so much, but I had to back then. When it comes to Chinese manhwa, I have not read any. The closest thing to that would be that I watched The King's Avatar, and I also watched some of the live action of that. The next question is, what is your favorite recent anime or manga? I'm not sure if this refers to like recently released anime or manga or what I've been watching recently. I haven't really been reading any manga, and when it comes to anime, I've been watching Demon Slayer, Hell's Paradise. I did watch Jujutsu Kaisen. We're currently watching the movie. I think those are the ones that my husband and I are currently watching together. Yesterday, I finished an anime series called Orange. I'm not exactly how recent Orange came out, but it's 13 episodes, so it's pretty short. And I found it under the recommendations of Fruits Basket, and it's a story about a girl and her group of friends in a Japanese high school. It covers mental health and depression, so if that's not something that you want to be exposed to or to watch, I don't suggest it, but it heavily focuses on mental health and depression. What I like about this is that there's a twist in this show, and I think that this little twist is something that everyone can relate to. I also like seeing the relevance of why the show is called Orange throughout the series. I enjoyed it. I just want to insert really quickly that right now, Hell's Paradise for me is pretty meh. I feel like it's not really going anywhere. Some things have happened, but right now I don't care for it. Even though I think it's 7 episodes in, I feel like nothing's happening. They also got rid of my favorite character recently. So yeah, I really don't have high hopes for Hell's Paradise. I know that we're going to continue to watch it, so I hope that it gets better. The next question is, what is something you've always dreamt about doing? This might be a boring answer, but ever since I was younger and even up until now, I've always wanted to be a librarian. I know that it's funny, but I just remember being so happy at a library, just enjoying having books around, the silence, enjoying using the computer was something I've always thought that I would do and maybe be a part of when I was older, which hasn't happened, but that is something that I have dreamt about doing for a really long time. The last question is, if it's not too personal, what factors went into you choosing to move to Canada with your husband versus him moving to the States to be with you? Sorry for the 2 parts, hit the text limit. The reason why is simply because my husband's job is better, so it was just easier for me to move. Before I moved, I was working at a private daycare. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't have to be in the States to work at a daycare if I wanted to continue to do that. I really enjoyed being here other than missing a lot of the food that I used to have access to in the States. It's been a really nice experience. That's all for the Q&A. Thank you so much to everyone who has submitted a question. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys enjoyed a little bit of a different video, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!